Hi Brittany, this is Professor Megan Bunnell. I saw in your Unit 1 check-in assignment that you had trouble with question 13 in the homework. So I wanted to create a short video for you and explain how to complete this problem. So question 13 says -4 minus the square root of -18 all divided by 36. The first thing that you'll notice is that we have a square root, and underneath that square root is a -18. So we want to simplify the square root of -18 first. So I'll write this off to the side. We have the square root of -18. Now, in the square root, we have that negative sign here. And the square root of -1 is I. So whenever you see a negative sign underneath the square root, we can go ahead and make that value positive by just pulling out an I and placing it next to the square root. So I'm going to rewrite this as I times the square root of positive 18. Now I want to factor 18 into the set of prime numbers. So if I look at 18, I want to find two numbers that when multiplied together will give me 18. Well, I know that 2 times 9 is 18. Now I want to look at each one of these factors and see if I can factor those out any further. I can't factor 2 out any further because that's already a prime number. So I'll leave that as is. 9 can be factored into 3 times 3. And 3 is also a prime number, so I can leave those 3's as is. So that means that the prime factors of 18 are 2 times 3 times 3. When I multiply those three digits together, I get 18. Now that I factored it into the set of prime numbers, I'm going to simplify the square root. So the square root function tells me to look for pairs of 2 of a kind. If you look here, we have a pair of 3's. So I'm going to take the 3 out of the square root. When I take the pair out, it becomes just a single 3. So now I have 3i square root of 2 because the 2 is left underneath the square root. Now that's as far as I can factor the square root of -18. So I am going to replace the square root of -18 in my original problem with this new expression. So this problem now becomes -4 minus 3i times the square root of 2 all over 36. This is my answer, but I want to see if I can simplify the fractional parts of the answer. To see this clearly, we're going to separate each term in the numerator and put each term over 36. So I have -4 over 36, and then I keep that minus sign in the middle there. And then I have 3i square root 2 over 36. Now each of these are fractions, so I'm going to reduce this just like I would a fraction. First we'll look at -4 over 36. Well, 4 and 36 are both divisible by 4, so we can divide 4 into the top and bottom evenly. -4 divided by 4 is -1, and 36 divided by 4 is 9. So my first term is reduced to -1/9. I'll keep the minus sign in the middle, and now I'm going to reduce 3i times the square root of 2 over 36. Now when doing this, when reducing this term, we just look at the whole number on top and the denominator. So I'm just going to reduce 3 over 36, and then I'll write my I square root 2 in the numerator position. So 3 and 36. 3 and 36 are both divisible by 3. That means I can divide the top and bottom by 3 evenly. 3 divided by 3 is 1, and 36 divided by 3 is 12. So this term becomes 1i times the square root 2 over 12. But 1 times anything is just that something. So I really don't need that 1 in the numerator. So instead, that term reduces to I times the square root 2 over 12. So I'm going to write that in my problem. And you can either write the I on the outside, or you can write it in the numerator position. They're both the same thing. So here I wrote the I on the outside of the fraction bar. So my answer is negative 1/9 minus I times the square root 2 over 12. I hope this helps. Let me know if you have any questions. Please feel free to email me at megan.bunnell@columbiasouthern.edu.